Hello and welcome. Today's video is about 10 rules / guidelines I believe all trail riders should follow. Some are quite obvious and some not so much. Also stick around for a bonus one I bet most riders haven't actually thought of. Number 1. Horses. The TRF and Highway Code have strict procedures regarding horses. When you come across a horse, it's important to stop as quickly and safely as possible. I believe you should also turn your bike off and wait for the horse to pass some distance before starting your bike again.
No problem.
When you come across a horse on a trail, they will often hear you and they will stop and let you go by. Just try to do this as safely as possible, leaving as much room between you and the horse. I personally have never had an issue with a horse rider and they've always been very considerate. Number 2. Number 2 is kind of an obvious one, but it's just stopping and making sure your friends are okay. I often do this at the end of a trail, when reaching a road section, just having a quick glance behind, or just stopping to regroup. Number 3. Number 3 is preparation. I do this especially for a new ride where I've not ridden before. You can go to bywaymap.com and look at available routes. On the map is green lines which you can use to follow. When planning a route, I like to take screenshots or pictures, because when you're out on a trail, you often won't have any signal and you won't be able to get online. You can then use these pictures and screenshots when you're out on a trail and zoom in. It's not ideal, but it does work a lot better than not having any map at all. Another fantastic app, which I'm sure lots of people know about, is What 3 Words. This gives a precise location of where you are, which is incredibly useful if you get into an emergency situation. Number 4 is something that everyone should be doing anyway, and hopefully you are. But it's also something to think about, and it can be difficult to remember when you're in a situation. But that's looking after your buddies. Now, things are going to go wrong on trails, and things often do. The best way to stop this is preparation. There's nothing worse than accidental damage happening, it completely ruins your day. But having buddies supporting you and giving you a hand definitely improves the day and keeps morale high. It can often turn a frustrating situation into a bit of a laugh and just enjoying it, and a bit of a challenge as well to try and get back home or solve the situation. Number 5. Number 5 is being courteous to hikers. It can be incredibly frustrating when you're on a byway and there are plenty of public footpaths, but we do need to be courteous and we do need to be friendly. So just slow down a little bit and pass people with lots of space and as slow as possible. I also like to say a thank you, just to be polite. If you liked the video so far, don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with future content. Number 6. Number 6 is back to riding now. So when you come across a big river or a water crossing, it's always a great idea to get a stick and check the depth. Although it will be constantly changing, at least it gives you a bit of an idea before you make that plunge to roughly how deep it will be. And if you're still feeling a little bit uneasy, just make sure your mate goes first.
Go on, you go first then.
7 is along the lines of preparation. It's important to take tools with you, maybe a set of Allen keys, sockets, socket wrench, maybe even some spare parts. But it's important to divvy those up between your group. You don't want one person with a massive rucksack full of items and then other people have nothing. It's important to share this responsibility because you never know what's going to happen, and one time you're out with trails, it might be someone who's carrying that item, and another time it might be yourself. It's just important to share the load. Number 8 is keeping to byways. Now, I can't honestly put my hand on my heart and say that I haven't trespassed off a byway, but the clue is in the name. It is trespassing, and this can get byways closed down. As much as a piece of land can look appealing, or you just want to hop over that log, it is someone else's land, and you don't want to be ruining it for everyone else. In the past, I have had a friend who's accidentally gone off a bridle path. Someone recorded this, and I presume must have sent it to the police, because about 2 weeks later, he had a warning letter. It was a complete accident, but people are out there to get you, because some people just don't like bikes. Now this is part of preparation as well. You might have agreed with your buddies that you'll ride to a petrol station and fill up for the day. But there's nothing more annoying and nothing that will get you a name quicker than not having fuel and being that one person in the group that says, I need to go to a fuel station. Number 10. Number 10 is having a medical kit within your group. There's been a number of times where I wish I had one personally and I've had to ask someone else for theirs, but at least we've had one. I'd highly recommend always having one within the group. Now time for the bonus. In Wales we came across these two guys that looked like they were a bit stranded. We just stopped and had a chat with them. It just turned out they were having a break. But it's always important to check on your fellow riders, and I don't just mean in your group, I mean other people on the trails. It's also a fantastic way to make connections, learn about new things. We actually got chatting to them and found out about a new trail, which we had no idea was just around the corner. I've gotten to meet so many new people and learn so many new things through doing this. I'd highly recommend it to anyone. And there you go, that's my list of 10 things you should be doing on trails. If you have any other suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm sure I've missed stuff, but that's the 10 things that come to my mind straight away when someone would ask me, I'm new and I'm going out on trails, what do you suggest? As mentioned earlier, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe, you can keep up to date with all the new content coming up. Otherwise, check out our other videos here.